Assassin's Creed Shadows is finally released, but is it good? Well, it's okay. Aside from some technical issues and poor AI, which we've come to expect from Ubisoft, the game is alright. It looks fine. It plays fine. But that's the problem. It's just fine. There's really nothing new or exciting about it. It's just another Assassin's Creed game that follows the same old Ubisoft formula. To be honest, I'm starting to get tired of this. I'm not saying that Assassin's Creed Shadows is terrible. I'm saying that the game doesn't bring anything new to the table. It's just more of the same. I don't feel any hype to play the game because I know exactly what to expect. I know that it's another open world with the same gameplay, the same structure, and the same progression system from every other Ubisoft game. The only difference are the protagonists and the setting, but that's about it. Some people are okay with this, and that's totally fine. But if you ask me, I want something else. I want something that doesn't feel familiar. I want new ideas. I want them to take risks. But Ubisoft has made it clear that they don't take risks. They only play it safe by releasing predictable and formulaic games. It seems that Ubisoft is more focused on profit than anything else. It feels like they're mass-producing their games instead of taking the time to polish and refine them. I mean, Ubisoft keeps releasing a new Assassin's Creed every other year. Mirage only just released a little over a year ago, and now we got another game with Shadows. This doesn't give Ubisoft enough time to make each new entry truly stand out. Instead of taking the time to create something meaningful, they just keep pumping out a new entry that feels like a copy and paste of the last one. Ubisoft also has no artistic integrity. They have no creativity. Instead of creating something unique and exciting, Ubisoft always relies on the same formula. It's like their games are made using a checklist. Big open world? Check. Generic story? Check. Repetitive content? Check. Frustrating leveling system? Check. New ideas? Nope. Every now and then, Ubisoft actually tries something new, but then it just backfires. Take Watch Dogs Legion, for example. The new idea here was that you could play as literally anyone. You could recruit random people off the streets and take control of them. Sounds cool, right? But in reality, it didn't work. Every character you recruit feels generic and forgettable. And without a strong protagonist, the story felt weak, which made a lot of players lose interest. Don't get me wrong, it's great when developers experiment and take risks like these. But throwing in random ideas without thinking them through? You have to be more smart. You need to take calculated risks by focusing on your players and listening to what they want. Let's also not forget that many of their games release in an unfinished state, filled with bugs and glitches. Instead of taking the time to deliver quality experiences, Ubisoft rushes the development of their games and releases them with tons of bugs. I mean, just look at Assassin's Creed Unity. Remember when that game first released? It was a complete disaster. So many of their games lack the polish and attention to detail that you see in other better titles. Look at Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War, or The Witcher 3. These are carefully crafted games made by passionate developers. Now compare these to the recent Assassin's Creed games, which feel rushed and incomplete. It wasn't always like this. Ubisoft used to be one of the best game developers in the industry. They made games that people still love, games that felt polished and well crafted. Look at Assassin's Creed 2, one of the few good games in the AC franchise. It was a masterpiece of world design, storytelling, and gameplay. Far Cry 3 gave us an intense and unforgettable experience. It had a gripping story with one of the craziest villains in gaming history. Splinter's Cell Chaos Theory was an incredible stealth game, almost as good as Metal Gear Solid. These games were made with passion and attention to detail. They felt carefully crafted rather than mass-produced. Ubisoft actually cared about delivering memorable experiences. Now they are only concerned with maximizing profits. What happened? Ubisoft and the Assassin's Creed franchise needs to make a comeback. They need to push for new ideas. They need to stop relying on familiar formulas. I mean, take a look at every Assassin's Creed game after Origins. They all follow the same formula. Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, Mirage, and even Shadows. Yeah, each game has a different protagonist and setting, but at their core, they look and feel identical. Just making minor changes is not enough. You need to create something that really stands out if you want to keep your players invested in this franchise. If Ubisoft wants to avoid losing players like me, they need to change. They need to take risks. They need to slow down and release games that are actually playable. They need to bring back their passion for game development. What do you all think? Do you still like Ubisoft, or are you tired of their games? Do you think they can make a comeback? Or is it too late? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.